Hello, welcome to Sunny Sanctuary. Today we're going to do a sequence that's going to target every part of your body in 20 minutes because we can do that. Trust me, you're going to feel it everywhere, and I invite everyone to try. It may be, say, intermediate, but some of you may be able to do this, and if it presents a challenge, then it's a new challenge for you to get into. Malasana. With that being said, let's get down into Balasana, child's pose. You're gonna come back to the back of your mat into kneeling, and we're slowly, this is the closed child's pose. Gently roll yourself down, and as you do, allow your shoulders to fall open. I have a block in case you need a block, so if you need the block, roll yourself down, let your forehead get to the block, and allow your shoulders to fall open. Your bottom should be flush to your heels of your feet. If not, adjust the height of the block. 2 more breaths. Roll yourself back up. Your neck and head come last. Oh, we're getting ready to go into locust pose. I'm going to put the block to the side. Locust pose, Salabaha Asana. We're already in a kneeling position. We're just going to walk ourselves to the front. Gently lay down on your tummy. Feet go flat. They're active. I'm going to scooch up just a little bit. You're going to bring your arms to your sides, facing up. Your head's gonna come down. Tuck your pelvis a little bit so that your tummy is down to the ground. You want all of this to be flush to the mat. You're gonna take an inhale, and as you exhale, you're gonna bring your arms, your feet, your chest up, and hold. Keep breathing and come down. Adho Mukha Shavasana, downward facing dog. Hands come underneath the shoulders. Flip, go on top of your toes. Bring yourself up to plank all at once. Nope, not easy. And then bring your hips up. Feet, if you can, come down. If not, and they're a little further than hip distance. If not, gentle bend in your knee is fine. Moving your hips back and forth, release some tension. Paddle out your feet. You go one, then the other. What I'd like you to pay attention to is I am not moving any other part of my body. I'm focusing, hold this one, I'm focusing on my hamstrings and the backs of my legs, my thighs. I'm waking up my feet, my ankles. Go to the other side. Deep breaths. Keep your arms straight. We're here. Go ahead and bring your feet down as much as possible. Bring your right leg up. Keep your hips heavy. Bring it in between your hands if possible, or you're like me, you got to move your foot up. Bring your left heel down. Right heel facing the front. We're going to come up to Virabhadrasana. Warrior 1. Sink into your front leg. Make sure it's not caving in. It's staying straight. You should be able to see your toes. If you are comfortable with going further in, drop your hips. As a teacher, I prefer for you just to have an upward twist towards your midline, towards the front instead, and try to let your hips open and drop. Virabhadrasana. Bring your left hand down to gently place on your left leg. It will be nice and light. You're gonna act like you're scooping up air. Go towards the front and then lean towards the back. Deep breaths in and out. Don't forget to keep your leg tracking open. Breathe, your hand is nice and light, and you can look up at your hand. Breathe. From reverse, warrior, keep your feet the same. I know your legs are on fire. You're gonna come up and go into triangle. Straighten out your front leg slowly, keep a slight bend. You're gonna raise both your arms straight out. You're gonna start to move your hips out to the left and come down. Windmill yourself down and hold the posture. Hold the asana. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Hand should be coming straight up. For the purposes of teaching, I'm going to turn myself around. I am still in a wide-legged position. I'm going to put my hands on my hips. Remember, we want to come forward. Activate your yogi toes, challenge. You have a slight bend in your knees, there's nothing wrong with it. Flat back, keep coming down, keep coming down. Flat back as long as possible, keep coming down. For those who can, you're gonna take your hands and align them with your feet and let your head hang heavy. Put a little bit of weight on the ball mounds of your feet, let your head drop. As your head drops, it helps release any tension in your lower back. It's opening up your hips, it's activating your glutes. For those, everybody stay in their position. For those who can't get their hands down that far, please use a block. If you cannot get that low, change the position of your block. Again, if you can, put your hands down. And deep breaths. Slight bend in the knees. From here, we're gonna walk out, extend our backs for one moment, flat back. Then we're gonna move into Malasana, yogi squat. You can bring your feet in from where you are at, depending on your comfortability. Bring your hips down. Your elbows go inside of, your elbows go to the inside of your knees. Keep dropping your hips down. You could actually go from side to side. Breathe. From here, we're going straight into Thunderbolt, Virabhadrasana. Thunderbolt. Go ahead and turn yourself around. You're going to your knees, and we're going back into kneeling towards the back of your mat. Put your hands on top of your knees and take a few breaths. Ooh, you should feel a difference from one side to the other. Woo, woo. My right side feels open. It's like, hello, how you doing? From here, make sure you're at the back of the mat. Back into locust. Salbha asana. Walk yourself all the way down to the floor. Gently, feet press against the mat. Tuck your pelvic bone in some. Hands come right beside you. Shoulders roll open. Forehead comes down to the mat. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, lift your legs, your feet, your arms. And make sure your toes are pointed, your hands are pointed. And breathe. Do not strain your neck. Keep your neck a little, the chin tucked just a little, having your drishti just beyond the mat. Slowly bring your hands and feet down. Take a breath. Let's go straight into Adho Mukha Shavasana. Hands underneath shoulders. Tuck those toes under and start to come up to a plank. And then bring yourself to downward facing dog. Make sure your fingers are gripping the mat. Arms are straight. You can come up on your toes and come down. We're gonna do both together this time. And down. Together, up, we're gonna hold. Breathe, make sure you get right, pike up. Pike your hips, heels down. Lift your left leg up. Bring it through the middle. Put your right heel down, 90-degree angle. And come up to Warrior One. Warrior One, Virabhadrasana. Remember, keep your hips open. The goal is to eventually be able to get to the pinky side edge of your toes. Let your front leg, you can come a little bit down a little bit more if you feel comfortable. Just drop into your hips. The top part of you is facing the front. Breathe. Virabhadrasana. Reverse warrior. Take your right hand, put it gently on your right leg. Your left hand, please reach down. Scoop up some air all the way up, going towards the back of the mat. Look at your hands and breathe. Your lower half should be anchored. Keep breathing. Utthita Trandasana, triangle pose. You're going to straighten out your front foot. You can bring your foot in, less intensity, further out, more intensity. You don't want to go, but so far. You have a slight bend in your knee. You're going to bring your arms up. Start to move your right hip out. Bring your right arm up towards the air and your left hand on your shin. Keep yourself open and breathe. Slow breaths in and out the nose. Okay, we have slowly come up. Both toes face the front. Extend out through your hips. We're gonna go slow. Remember, you're not going back, you're going towards the front. So I'm gonna turn to the side so you can see. See, my feet are a little off the mat, that's okay. As we're coming down to the wide-legged forward fold, it's okay to have slight bend in the knees anytime you like. Start to bend at your hips. some weight on the ball mounds of your feet, slowly with a straight back. You're not going back like this, you're coming forward. And you're gonna start to roll down your back. Your hands, let me scoot one foot up, it's not properly aligned. Your hands will meet your feet and you will drop your head. Put a little weight on the ball mounds of your feet and go a little deeper. Helps elongate your back. It feels great, really. Breathe. I've shown modifications for this. Please make sure if you did a modification that you do the same modification on this side. And from here, we're going to go straight into yogi squat, malasana. I'm gonna bring my feet in towards, I'm gonna stay this way for a minute. I'm gonna bring my feet in and start to drop my hips down. As they drop, as they drop down, I have my arms, my elbows are going towards the bottom part of my knee or the side part of my knee, and I'm dropping down, trying to make sure I stay flat-footed. You can rock side to side, or you can stay in position. A few deep breaths here. Bring your hands down, come down to your bottom. We're gonna go into Vasana, boat pose. I'm gonna keep my hands down for a moment. Bring your knees up, keep your back straight. If this is not acceptable, please just go down by your toes and make sure you're still upright. Use your hands as tools to help you. If you think you can take the challenge, you can come up, bring your hands beside you. I can only stay there for so long, so today I'm in this modification. My hands are interlocked behind my knees. I am slowly with my arms bringing my legs in towards my chest and my chest towards my legs. Breathe. You should be on your sits bones. You can point and flex your toes. Give them a nice hello. Go round and round. And time for our favorite pose, Shavasana. Slowly let your hands go. Whatever variation of boat you're in. Roll yourself down gently onto your back. Bring your feet out. One corner of the mat, one foot goes to the other corner of the mat. Gently have your shoulders in just a little bit underneath you. Hands come beside you, let them be open. Feet fall open like a book, and breathe. You want to make sure you're coming back to your regular breath. That was a continuous flow that we did. And if you stuck it out with me, because some of that isn't easy, especially when you're new. One more breath. Bring your knees in. I am going to, you have a choice. You can just go into seated position, or you could be like me and rock and roll the width of your back. Just gives your back a little extra loving. Pause here for one brief moment, then turn around and come towards the front. Woo, that was a practice today. But my whole body feels some stress relief. It feels energized. My spirits feel lifted, and I'm ready to go about my day. Thank you for coming to Sunny Sanctuary. Namaste.